It's getting me a little loud. Sorry about that. The reason being is I have to run the heater down here, and it is what it is. So let's get to today's news real quick on our YouTube channel. And I'm going to try to upload this. It'll probably take me all night long to do it. But welcome to 45 News Utah, Utah's free press. This free press station. We stand for that and by that. Anyway, so we are backed by no corporate media. I'm just a guy doing the news. Oh yeah, here we go. 40% of housing market. So we got a 40% drop in housing market right now from the year over years. Just overall 40% drop. That's pretty big. So remember that houses are the most profitable part of the U.S. Asset for the individual citizen is their home. So yeah, it's a pretty big drop. So we're going to see the housing prices, of course, crash because of the hyperinflation caused by the Federal Reserve. Today, Janet Yellen, it was Janet Yellen did kind of blame the hardworking Americans. We'll get into that. Hopefully, you got time. We're going to break through this because it took, I think, 8 hours to upload a 30-minute video yesterday. So I had to actually take my phone in the field with me and use data to try to get this to upload to YouTube. So I do work long hours, love my job, but it is in the field away from everything. So IDF and the U.S. are practicing attacking Iranian targets together with their aircraft. They're getting ready for it. They're all talking about it, what they're going to do, how they're going to do it. So yeah, it's great. Just more war, more war, war pigs, war pigs, war pigs. So yeah, we should all be happy about that. In this brave new world that we are all in. Yeah, it's a new, I'd call it a satanic world. It is the devil's paradise. Yeah, where confusion and Satanism and anti-Christian and anti-love and God and all that's just right there in our faces. Klaus Schwab is making sure that you get that because that's who every G20, G7's all answer to Klaus Schwab. Make no mistake. Okay, France announces power outages. So France is saying they won't be able to possibly get through to rural customers throughout France when they got to cut back. So France, they have to go ahead and cut their usage by like 20%, or they're going to experience power outages. They'll start sending out messages 3 days in advance to customers and big businesses to tell them to cut their power usage, or else they're going to have to shut it off. Yay. The other issue, so I think the flash player is actually causing problems, this Adobe, with my computer. So yesterday my computer was shut down. When I mentioned certain things. So that's going to be great. I mean, the EU's facing horrible deals. They got this new bill that Biden passed for the nearly $1 trillion, going to give U.S. companies a heads up. Biden did talk about today they're going to build chips in the United States because they are the ones that actually built the chips. The United States is the ones that invented it, and so they're going to bring that manufacturing back to the U.S. Okay, yeah, so yay. The railroad strike has still kind of ongoing. Not really too sure what's happening there. They're asking for 7 days sick leave. Apparently, the railroad workers have to work no matter what. They do get some sick leave, but it's not over a year. It's just basically they can be in trouble for missing a day if they're sick. Railroads don't care. They just tell you to work. We mistreated our railroads workers. We've also, but remember, the Native Americans can get a job with the railroad. There is a hiring plan for Native North American natives could get on the railroad fairly easy compared to most. But let's do the Powder River Wars and all that stuff that caused the demise of the buffalo herds. Some kind of payback, I guess, but then you work there, you don't get days off. You have to work when you're sick. It doesn't make a difference. You can't do anything. So, whatever. If you do, you can be penalized for missing days and yada, yada, yada. So, yeah, not a good deal. They got to settle that. Biden was seen back, or I listened to that last night. Biden back in like the 90s was against dealing with I guess the last time they had a strike type deal. The union wanted more days or more pay back in the 90s with Biden, way back in the day, because he's a career politician. he was saying he was nay against the demands of the railroad workers, the union railroad workers. I gotta scoot up so you hear me better because today my Bluetooth is dead. I don't have time. I just woke up. Between taking the allergy pill, it slows me down, and getting ready for work, it's pretty labor intensive just to survive in these days. I try to do videos and do an hour and a half video on Facebook. Remember, go to Facebook and catch up on all this. So on we go. So Turkey's still at war with the Kurds. Russians are kind of giving the nod on that. So it looks like Turkey's going after the Kurds. The U.S.-backed Kurds, U.S. allies. Thank you for your service. Off to prisoner of war camps in Florida like the Cherokee Apaches and those scouts that scouted for the U.S. Army against Geronimo and his band of renegades. Adobe Flash Player can just take a hike. This is really messing me up. Adobe Flash Player is one of the problems causing this issue. So, heavy bombers were seen in Russia by satellites. So, this is a message to the West. These bombers are getting ready to go into Ukraine and blacken that place. So, kudos to rebuilding the infrastructure there, but remember, you're in a war. Until you say peace, stop it now, let's sign an armistice, this is what is going to happen. This is action and equal or greater reaction. You call down the thunder, here comes the lightning. Get out of the way and stop the war. Zelensky, stop the war, the West. Stop it and stop it now. Just sign an armistice. Just draw the line right there at the Dnieper River. Let's call it good, okay? Just saying, it's a great idea. Great idea. Stop the war, or it's going to get worse. Are those bombers slaughtered for Poland? Nobody knows. This is where they put us. There's over 1,000 Polish troops that have been dead or wounded, apparently. There's other countries, fighters all over in Ukraine, fighting right now against the Russians. This is a multinational force under the Ukrainian flag that's fighting the Russians direct. When's the world going to wake up? The NATO's at war with Russia, actual. Every action is going to continue until it's either Russia wins or you get a nuclear war. You got your choice. Or they sign peace and they stop. How far will the United States go? How far will NATO go? How far will they risk and make the people suffer financially? We have millions and millions of homeless people. We have 40% of all homeless people are working Americans. We have children on the streets without homes. We have out of control inflation, hyperinflation. We have hyperinflation in the housing market, hyperinflation in the rental market. That's where the kleptocrats have moved to, is the rental market. When's this all going to end? When is this all going to end? Are they going? No. Are they going to continue to spin us all up while the new world order takes over? Just like Klaus Schwab said, that's not fake or false disinformation. That's factual information. This is the new world order. In other news, looks like, I guess, Britain or wherever, or the EU is planning on banning Twitter. Because Elon Musk, apparently, they're worried about free speech. When they were the bastion of leftist ideology and censoring and banning words they consider dangerous and speech they consider dangerous to their cause. It's crazy. Just telling you, it's crazy. Just absolute. This place is sending the clowns. Sending the clowns. Get them in there. Get the clowns in there. Oh, the people need more clowns. China is revolting against the lockdowns and the complete opposite people, the upside down people that are still working for the empire, that love the empire, just loathe the empire, that want to bring about this insanity, this ungodliness of this place. They're all upset because the Chinese are fighting the lockdowns. But yet they're the ones that fought everybody that didn't want to get locked down or didn't want to get certain things done. They basically called for them to be eliminated from life and fired from their jobs and no doctors. And if you don't have a certain thing done, you don't get medical attention. That's exactly what they were saying. And the Chinese are rebelling now. There's tanks being seen in China right now, or the other day, yesterday. And then these people are coming out here saying, free the Chinese. The hypocrisy, the absolute, dyed-in-the-wool, 110%, thousand, bazillion hypocrisy of these brainwashed Satanists is out of control. It's over the top. Mainstream media should be ashamed of themselves. Just absolutely ashamed of themselves. That isn't media. MSM has lied over and over. Poland, the Russians bombed Poland, lie. The laptop was fake, lie. Russian disinformation, lie. The lies are the whole thing's a lie. It's all a lie. Even NATO lady coming out and saying that there's a bazillion people dead in Ukraine, blah, blah, was a lie. It's all lies. They get a platform to lie, and then they shut up. Paul Pelosi's attacker was a MAGA Trumpster. But he had Black Lives Matter all over his bus he was living in. And he was an illegal alien. And Paul Pelosi walked back in after the cops showed up at the door. The place is protected by what? What is this? Was the Speaker of the House protected by what? Oh, it wasn't, apparently. They showed up, Paul walked back in, got hit in the head by an illegal alien that had Black Lives Matter all over everything. It was a nudist that wasn't a Trump, but they said he was a Trump. They had shows. There's no repercussion. This is absolutely an attack on everything. Everything. Everything good, everything right, everything normal. They want, even Michelle Obama said back in the day, we got to rethink everything. They're rethinking all of us. They're rethinking humanity itself. It's just crazy. Chuck Schumer came out and said, Americans ain't having enough kids, so we have to legalize all illegal immigrants when they push not having kids. Sacrifice them at the altar, right? If you do. This place is nuts. Absolutely. And just be lucky that you're here because you're chosen to be here. Okay. So the drones the other day flew into Russia and hit an oil refinery that the Ukrainians had. That's U.S. or French or German drones. U.S. is calling for putting Patriot defense system batteries in. They're mulling that over in Ukraine. It's just a mission creep. It's an absolute dyed-in-the-wool mission creep. That's all this is. It's a disaster. Well, this is all going on everywhere. Housing markets dropping, hyperinflation, lack of fuel all over the planet, tons of money being made. Railroads nearly on complete strike. You know, you got Newsom flooding, eliminating anybody that has half a brain out of California. You got DeSantis sitting down there in Florida with all the conservatives and the people that wanted to get away from Insaniac Town. That they got the dang cities boarded up. You get Chicago's literally like Mogadishu. There's death and murders every day there. All the time. It's not safe. These places, the Democrat-held cities, are not safe. Beetlejuice is up there. That lady looks like Beetlejuice is all. They're just plants. They're trying to drive Americans out. They're trying to drive out people that don't want to live in a satanic world. That's all it was about. This is mass flushing of humanity, humility, honor, pride. Well, I say honor, pride. It's not pride just of God. Be pride in your Father. But that's what they've been doing. They've been clearing this out. They took over the fourth or fifth largest economy in the world is California. They have almost complete control over that place. Some Republicans get voted in, but there's no republic there. There's no republic there. California is lost. That's a major part of the United States right there. And they did it right in front of everybody. Right in front of everybody. All the people left who filled their shoes. Who went and bought their houses? That's a big question. People are just blind to it. They don't get it. They don't get it. They flushed out everybody that believed in this place. Because they're going to reimagine this entire place. It's happening in the face of thermal nuclear war. We are on the brink. Don't let anybody kid you. It's a lie. The EU leaders in NATO and the United States, Washington, D.C., the District of Columbia, has put us we're at more danger now than we ever have been in the history of our republic. Our constitutional republic. Remember that, factual. A democracy is mob rule. 51% rule the other 49% with an iron fist. Just like the great Russell Means, Native American activist, said, this is mob rule here. It's horrible. It's a bad, bad, bad idea. We've spread democracy across the planet instead of constitutional republicanism, where like other countries would have their own constitutional republic with democracy mixed in it, but the republic protects the democracy. Oops. They use democracy. We spread it and killed millions. Killed millions. And now the EU is coming out and saying, NATO's coming out and saying that the Holocaust that happened in Ukraine when the Soviets took over and the starvation killed over 1 million Ukrainians is now being labeled as a Holocaust. Well, that's no different than what happened to the Romanians that were marched in the desert and killed by the Turks. It's the same thing. But the problem we have is this isn't going to make things better. That was Stalin. He was a communist, a Bolshevik. He cared not about Christ. He was not a Christian. He was a very, very bad man and a pedophile. His 14-year-old love slave that he had, you can look it up for yourself. So there's today's news. Always go to 45 News Utah on Facebook. You can check out everyday live uploads. Support, like, follow, share, do all the cool stuff, and I will talk to you later. Thanks for watching. It's going to take over 6+ hours to upload a 16-minute video to YouTube. We must keep trying. That's what we do. We just never stop. Never stop. You have to push forward. You chose to be here in these times. Remember that. If you're contemplating committing suicide, you chose to be here in these last days. You're one that God's chosen. So stay with it. Turn to the light of God. I'll talk to you again. Thanks for watching.